Hey, my lovelies, I hope that you are all safe and well. This is just a very quick little video, but I just want to put the feelers out there and sort of just see what the interest would be primarily. So this year I've made a real conscious effort and a real conscious commitment that I want to continue doing the great stuff that I do, obviously with my mediumship and with tarot and all the great stuff I do. But I want to sort of focus a lot more on helping charities. And I think that's really, really quite important to give back. So obviously, I'm doing the event very soon for Papyrus. So that's obviously, going to hopefully raise a fabulous amount of money. But I was thinking about charities that I really want to sort of help on a more personal level. And one charity that I think gets quite forgotten and quite overlooked is it's like an animal charity, but primarily it's a dog charity, but they do help other animals within that. And it's actually the place that's really helped me and my husband. And that is Somerset and Dorset Animal Rescue. Now, within that sort of rescue centre, what they've got is they've got a private field that you can hire for dogs with nervous issues or severe anxiety, or that are just not good in social settings, that just need that time to be let off the lead and running around in a safe, secure space. And what's great with that is all the money that they raise for when you sort of book the field, it gets reinvested, it goes back into helping the charity, and it will pay for sort of basic things like upkeep, maintenance, but it will also pay for food for the animals and their care and everything else. And I've had this little idea that I thought was quite cool, so I wanted to share it with you guys and see how you feel about it. So I want to create a kind of charity dog tarot deck, because I've been aware for a while that I've wanted to do an animal deck, and there haven't really been any hugely overly great sort of tarot decks out there dog wise that I particularly think are all that. I do have some, and they are lovely in their own way, but I thought, how cool would it be to create a community tarot deck? And so what does that mean? Well, I'm kind of basing it very similar to the idea with the Pride Tarot. So this Pride Tarot deck is a community sort of put together deck, and basically it's all different artists that have gifted and donated their time to do one or two images. And basically what they've done is they've redesigned whatever tarot card they've been given. Now, I will say that some of these tarot cards are going to be a lot easier to do than others. So obviously this could be quite a big task and it could be quite a big challenge. However, what I think would be quite nice is, because animals are so diverse, how amazing would this deck be, I thought, to kind of have it real. So what I kind of want is basically for people that are willing to volunteer to recreate an image from classic standard tarot. And my idea is to turn it into a dog tarot deck. And the idea then is to sort of, however much the deck goes for. So if I base it on my other decks, they're £40, because I'll probably keep it in the same line, in the same format as that design of those. So with the lovely tins and everything else. And so I'm thinking half the money will go to Somerset and Dorset Animal Rescue, and the other half the money will cover the costs of the actual deck being made, because it's very expensive to print tarot decks. It's not cheap. That's all I'm gonna say. And when I say not cheap, it's like we're talking thousands, plus then the tins and everything else, and then putting the decks together. So it's not a cheap process by any means. But what I'm thinking to do is trying to do it in that way where we can create a fabulous deck and sort of have it that then we sort of, have an ongoing thing where money can be created. And I think it'd be really cool to see different sort of styles of dog ownership through the beauty of tarot. So that's my idea. I have no idea if this would work or not, but I'm putting it out there to see if any of you guys would be interested, if you have a gorgeous dog that you feel would fit the bill. And what's great with this is we can have some fun, we can be quite creative, as long as the initial sort of image is sort of there and you can kind of see what the elements of it are, then I think this could be really, really good. And being a collective deck, it brings about that sense of community. I can't obviously pay people, because with what I do with my standard decks at the moment, how they work is obviously the decks themselves, half the money would go to my artist, and then the other half I keep, and then I take out the sort of the costings of what obviously has been covered. So there's not huge amounts of money to be made from tarot decks, to be honest, but that's not necessarily why I'm doing it. But it would be nice to be able to have something where if we sold, you know, however many, how amazing to sort of gift that to that kind of charity throughout the year and years to come, because it'd be an ongoing thing I can run. But also having a quirky, unique deck that you guys have been part of potentially as well, and your lovely fur babies. So I think it could be really cool, potentially, and being very eclectic. So, you know, not having to be like every other sort of deck that's out there. I think what kind of is going to make this deck amazing is the fact that it is going to be quirky, and you can see different styles of dog, different styles of dog owner, if you want to be included in the image yourself, if it's, you know, purposeful to do that, because some of the cards you might not need to be in the shot, or you might not want to be. But the only sort of thing I will say is I need the images to be half decent. So no sort of quick, crappy looking snapshots on your phone. They need to look reasonably sort of decent and polished to make this sort of obviously have a chance of being good. But, you know, I've seen it being done with loads of other things in the past. So I just think, why could a tarot deck not work? So it's an idea that I'm putting out there, but I definitely want to do a lot more for this charity. And of course I would love to help loads of charities, but I think it's really important to sort of help a charity that's actually helped us. And obviously every time we go to that field, Oscar has an amazing experience, he has a great walk, and he feels alive, he gets to run around, gets to be let off lead, which we can never do in conventional normal circumstances. So I know for myself that field is a life godsend, and I know for a lot of other people that use it as well. So if this sounds like something you might be involved with, obviously there's 78 cards within a tarot deck, so potentially I need 78 people. Well, let's say 77, because I'll take a hit on one of the cards as well. Now, like I say, some of them are going to be quite easy, quite kind of okay to do. Some of them are going to be a bit more tricky to negotiate. And I know that obviously there's been a bit of ideas about, should I involve other animals? I would like it to be primarily dogs, because obviously that's primarily what they focus on. I don't mind mixing, having a dog in there with cats and other animals if you wanted to do that, but primarily I think the sort of specification needs to be that there's a dog. If you're happy for your dog to be photographed and put on, and it won't be sort of used in any negative ways, it's literally just to sort of go into a tarot deck. But the idea is that I want this deck to be able to be something that can be used and as a working deck as well. So if you're interested, if you like the sound of it, if you like the idea of it, drop me a message. It would be great to kind of have you involved and on the team. And then what I can do is literally, I will just pick a card at random, and whatever card comes out, that will be the, as long as we haven't had it, you know, by somebody else, that will be the card that's assigned to you. Then I'll show you the image, and I'll give you, you know, a decent amount of time, like maybe a month or so, to try and recreate it with your pooch, with your animal, and just see what can kind of come back, because I just think this could be really cool. I just think this could be really exciting, and potentially be like a really, really fabulous deck to sort of create and to sort of bring to life. And like I say, how amazing would it be for then me to be able to sort of launch it, for you guys to be able to purchase it if you would like to, and obviously then all the money that we raise can go to Somerset and Dorset Animal Rescue. And yeah, like I say, they don't have massive handouts, they don't have massive lottery wins, they're quite a small rescue centre, but I just think it's really important to help those guys. I've already made a commitment to myself as well, that any brochures that I sell throughout my tour for this year, because I've got still loads of my souvenir brochures. Now these are £2, so any brochures are also going to go to, profits for these are going to go to the guys as well. So I'm really kind of making a conscious effort this year that, you know, it's great to do my work and obviously to try and do that to the best of my ability, but I really want to sort of gift back within the work I do as well, where possible. And I can't, you know, just write out a check and give loads of money to people. I'd love to be able to do that, but I'm not rich enough to be in a position to do that. But I can do it in other ways, and so this is another way that I'm going to be doing. And you think, if, you know, say 100 people bought one of these programs, that's a big chunk of money that they can get from one show. So it all builds, it all escalates. So if you're coming along to a show, please buy one of these programs at £2, because the money doesn't go to me, it will be going to the Somerset and Dorset Animal Rescue Centre, so they can keep the field open, so they can keep obviously doing their great fabulous work. They keep rescuing dogs and cats and some other animals. So also, if you're interested in sort of rehoming an animal, a dog or a cat, or they do rabbits and things as well, and definitely check those guys out. But I'm just putting it out there and seeing what the energy is and seeing what might come back. But if you're interested, you've got to be serious with this. I don't want people that say, yeah, I'll do it, and then they don't follow it through, because I can be a bit of a demanding mistress, and I will require a photo fairly quickly if you sign up for it. But it would be amazing if you could do it. And like I say, all I will do is I'll give you a card, and it's basically you recreating the image using your dog in whatever fun or weird or quirky way you want to. So, and the great thing is you've got complete free reign, so you can do it however you want it to look. So for those of you that are very arty and creative, we might get some really cool stuff. Some of you that might be a bit more basic, might be more basic. But I think that's the great thing with life, isn't it? We're all different strands, we're all different colours of the rainbow. And that's kind of what makes it fabulous. And I think that's why this Pride deck worked so well when it was originally launched. So I've taken the sort of idea and the format of that, but I'd love to create my own version, doggy style, as they say, not in a rude way. That's your minds, not mine. So I'm going to leave that with you. I hope it resonates, and yeah, let me know if you're interested. Take care, guys. Love and blessings. Bye for now.